Welcome back to Weekends with Alex Witt. Here are the latest headlines on the crisis in Syria. Members of Congress will soon be reviewing a White House draft resolution authorizing President Obama to use military force against Syria. The president sent it to Congress Saturday. The earliest a vote could happen is the week of September 9th. A French presidential official says that country will wait for debate in Washington and in the French parliament to wrap up before making a decision on military intervention. President Francois Hollande spoke with President Obama on Saturday, and the two agreed to act together on the issue. Syrians continue to flee to neighboring Lebanon and Turkey as violence in their country continues. A Syrian state-run newspaper says that President Obama's decision to seek congressional approval marks the start of the historic American retreat. Let's go to Capitol Hill now, and NBC's Casey Hunt standing by for us. And with another hello to you, Casey, on this Sunday. Lots of reaction pouring in today. What's the latest you're hearing there on Capitol Hill?
This Sunday, really the only thing that's clear is that the debate in Congress is already fractured. There's very little consensus, although we did hear members of Congress start to lay out what they'd like to see over the course of the next week.
We need to have a strategy and a plan, and that plan, in our view, the best way to eliminate the threat of Bashar Assad's continued use of chemical weapons, and by the way, we know he's used them a number of times before, would be the threat of his removal from power.
The best way to educate the American public about a matter like this is to have that full debate in Congress that the framers of the Constitution intended. They intended that before or when a nation initiates military action, it should be with the approval of Congress.
So, but you're already seeing, in addition to those comments sort of looking ahead to the debate, that a number of particularly Republican members said, they don't think that this authorization is going to pass, or that the Congress, at the very least, the president has an uphill battle over the course of the next week to sell this to members on the Hill.
But nonetheless, with regard to the time frame, Casey, with Congress voting on this authorization for a strike on Syria, when do you think that's going to happen? Any word on that? I mean, they've said at least not till next week, right?
Right. Senator Majority Leader Harry Reid put out a statement yesterday saying that they'll vote the week of the 9th in the Senate. We also know that there are going to be hearings beginning Tuesday in the Foreign Relations Committee, and Senator Jim Inhofe, the ranking member on the Armed Services Committee, said that that committee will hold meetings on Wednesday of this current week.
Okay. NBC's Casey Hunt there on Capitol Hill for us. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Well, let's speak with one of our congressmen right now. Joining me now, Democratic Congressman Alan Grayson, member of the Foreign Affairs Committee and the Middle East and North Africa Subcommittee. Representative Grayson, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So you've been very vocal, sir, in your opposition to any kind of intervention. What is your argument against this?
Well, first, it's not our responsibility. Secondly, whatever we do won't actually accomplish anything useful. Third, it's expensive. And fourth, it's dangerous.
Okay, you're pretty definitive in that. How much pushback are you getting from any of your constituents or from fellows in the House?
No, my position is actually the popular position here. We set up a website called don'tattacksyria.com, and within less than 24 hours, we had 10,000 signatures on our petition to the president against this action. The polls now show, and will continue to show, that Americans understand it's simply not our responsibility. We're only one country out of 196. We have our own problems to deal with, and we're not the world's policeman nor the world's judge, jury, and executioner.
All right, I'm curious if there's any debate on this, though, in your mind, because you have said that you don't even think it's clear a chemical attack occurred. Now, Doctors Without Borders, which is a completely impartial group, says that its partners have treated 3,600 people for chemical weapons symptoms. Do you not believe them?
No, you're misquoting me and quoting me out of context. I said that several days ago before that evidence came in.
Okay, so where do you stand on it now?
Oh, now I think there's substantial evidence that there was a chemical attack.
Okay. Do you question from where it came?
It doesn't change my mind about anything that I said, though. I still think it's not our responsibility. It's expensive and it's dangerous, and our attack won't do any good. I've yet to hear anybody explain to me why our attacking Syria will take away their ability to commit such an attack in the future.
Then do you
it's just meant to basically.
Do you question, sir, the president saying?
Do
you question, sir, the president saying that this is a threat to our national security, the use of chemical weapons in Syria?
Absolutely. We haven't been attacked at all. Not a single American has been attacked during the course of this entire civil war. And I think Americans understand that. Let's tend to our own garden.
Okay. What about our allies, neighbors there in the region? What about Jordan, Turkey,
They haven't been
Israel?
attacked. They haven't been attacked. They haven't been attacked either.
What if they were to be attacked? Would that make an
That would
entirely
be an
different
entirely
scenario?
different story. Turkey is a member of NATO. We have collective responsibilities with Turkey. If Turkey were attacked by Syria, then we'd have to act under our NATO treaty.
Would you feel
That's not this situation.
Would you feel better if the UN weapons inspectors come back with a report confirming, as anticipated, the use of chemical weapons in the region, and were able to point, even though this isn't their mandate, but if others were able to find proof to point to President Assad's regime as being those who launched that chemical attack, would that change your mind at all?
No. What would change my mind is somebody explaining to me what the heck this has to do with us.
Well, the president spoke directly to you and your colleagues yesterday. Let's take a listen to this.
My question for every member of Congress and every member of the global community. What message will we send if a dictator can gas hundreds of children to death in plain sight and pay no price? What's the purpose of the international system that we've built if a prohibition on the use of chemical weapons that has been agreed to by the governments of 98% of the world's people and approved overwhelmingly by the Congress of the United States is not enforced?
So what's your response to that?
Well, first of all, not a single other country feels that way. Just a few days ago, we had the British Parliament debate
France
this thoroughly.
does, I believe.
Well, no. France is saying, well, wait and see. So that's not the case at all. How is it that this is always our responsibility? And by the way, the treaty that the president is citing says that in case of violations of that treaty, you take the perpetrators to the International Court of The Hague. You don't bomb them.
Okay. Are you going to be on that conference call, sir, at 2 o'clock, or get yourself up to Capitol Hill for that meeting that is taking place today with lawmakers and the White House?
No, there is no conference call at 2 o'clock with general membership. And I've arranged for a separate briefing on Wednesday next week.
Okay. Representative Alan Grayson, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Now, headlines at the half for all.